What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to VoicePlay. Yes, indeed, VoicePlay fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Snappy, and Snappy wanted to see me react to this. It is VoicePlay featuring Jay Nunn doing a Miracle of Sound cover called Valhalla Calling. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So it's always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hold everything, I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by VoicePlay, surprise, surprise, and the video has 1.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Valhalla Calling, Miracle of Sound, acapella, VoicePlay featuring Jay Nunn. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Damn, that pedal note.
Ships on vigor of the waves are skimming, bearing summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning, rise and reign.
Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, ravens soar over new frontiers. Storms and sagas of a fate determined, shields and spears.
Vows of favor or the thrill of plunder, pulled together for the clan and kin. Clank of hammers and the crash of thunder, pound within. Oh, the echoes of eternity. Oh, Valhalla calling me to pluck the strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me.
Valhalla calling me.
Okay. I'm gonna say this one time and one time only. The bass vocalist hitting some amazingly low pedal notes, holding them strong, holding them steady, really getting great resonance out of his voice. It sounds great, okay? Look, I do not want this to be all about him. I get it. He's doing a great job. I understand. And I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. But there are 3 other vocalists there who are doing a fine job as well. So I will give the bassist his due. It sounds great. He does. Amazing resonance, some amazing pitch, good projection, good tone, good power. I love everything he's doing, okay? No complaints at all. But that's the only time I'm going to talk about him, all right? Because I know everybody else does. Let's talk about the other three. Great blend, great harmonization, great harmonizations, great movement within the harmonization, splitting between the 3s and the 4s, making them inverted. I like it. Nice tone from all three of them. Great blend between the other three. Getting those triads going. But more importantly than the notes, it's the blend of their tone, the blend of their voices meshing well together. That's really nice. Yeah, I mean, it sounds fantastic from all of the above. So I got no issues. I got no problems. There is a game. It's an Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, obviously enough. Is this song used on that game? I'm not 100% sure because I haven't played the game yet. I have it in my library. It's one of those games that I have set aside for when I get bored, you know, and I want to start a new game. I have it all set for me. I just haven't started it yet. But I'm curious where this song came from. Did this song originally come from that video game, or is it even used in that game at all? Maybe this is from some other movie or television show, or I don't know. I don't know where the song originally came from. So if you guys in the comments, do me a favor. If you know for sure, don't speculate, don't guess. If you know for a fact where it is from, please let me know, because I would love to know. I'd love to hear the original and compare it to this and see how well they did. Anyway, let's keep going here.
Sails are swaying on the crimson river, blood and glory in the fighting field.
Shields are shattered into splintered timbers, iron and steel. Fires are rising and the bells are ringing. Glory, take us into Odin's halls. Golden glitter and the sound of singing. Asgard's call. The echoes of eternity. Valhalla calling me. To pluck the strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me. Feeling like a king, I'm more like a guy. Feeling eternal like I'll never die. Getting revenge and eye for an eye. Ready for battle and ready to fight. Ready for war, right at the drop. Ended with blood from the head of my ops. This how I go, it don't ever stop. This what I do, I'm up at the top. Wrath the hell raining down. When it come, they hit the ground. They all end up 6 feet under. Their souls end up in the clouds. Fight for the crew cause we'll bleed or brawl. Always protect to be free, never fall.
Love those triplets. His meter. Wow. Staying straight ahead most of the time. 8ths and 16ths. 1 and 2, 1 and a 2 and, or like, you know, or it's 16ths, it's 8ths for the most part. I like the incorporation of the triplets. I like that. Actually, 1 and 2 and 1 of the. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not triplets, sextuplets. My apologies. But nice meter. Good flow. I liked it. Didn't expect it. Wasn't expecting anybody to be coming up here and spitting bars, but hey, it worked. It absolutely worked. Let's keep going. Let's finish this out, and then I'll save everything else for the review.
The echoes of eternity. Valhalla calling me.
The strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me.
Nice. Oh, all the patrons. Yeah, all the patrons. Oh. Quickly pull a quick fade, a 1 second fade. Shoom! Wow. Abrupt. Not a lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the reaction. So this is probably going to be a short review. I don't know, maybe, but there is something I do want to talk about, and I don't know, but there is a possibility this one thing might possibly turn into a rant. I don't know. I'm gonna just play that one by ear and see where it takes me. I may just mention it and just, bing bop boop, be done with it, or I might go into a 5-minute tirade. I don't know. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was VoicePlay featuring Jay Nunn with Valhalla Calling, a Miracle of Sound cover. This was a request from Snappy. Okay, let's just get to it. And let's see where the journey takes us. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, because I know a lot of people are going 8.3 DH, 8.3. Are you serious? Hear me out, okay? I promise it's going to make sense. Let's start off with that 8.3 first. What does that mean? Well, an 8.3, it's not as bad as people might think it is. An 8.3, guys, it's a great scale rating. It's a great scale, so I think it's a great song. It'll also get 4 out of 5 stars, and it'll get an A- letter grade. So there you go, 8.3, great scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with this score? So glad you asked. I know there's a lot of people shaking their head in confusion right now, going 8.3, that's the lowest score you've given VoicePlay. You're absolutely right, it is. And there's a couple of reasons for that, okay? I want to start off with all the good stuff first, all right? First of all, taking a Nordic style song, I like it. I like that. I like that style. I was talking about the video game Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I haven't played the game yet. And there's a reason for that. I don't like the direction that Assassin's Creed games have gone as of late. I loved 1. 2 is one of my favorites. Brotherhood, which is the second part of the Ezio Auditore trilogy. Brotherhood was my absolute favorite. It is still my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time. I loved Black Flag. I really enjoyed Black Flag. The problem, the thing is though, with Black Flag, I started to see a trend, and that trend unfortunately came to fruition with the Origins storyline. So when you got to the Egyptian one and you got to the Greek one, I think it's Origins and Odyssey. They didn't become. They were no longer Assassin's Creed games. They became God of War. It became all about, building weapons, upgrading your weapons, making your weapons as strong as possible. Where in all the other games, it was really more about assassinations. It was more about stealth, hiding, planning your attack. Where are you going to get the best opportunity to strike? You got to figure out, you try to minimize casualties as much as possible. You just want to hit your one target, get in, get out. Not anymore. Ever since Odyssey, it's become all about, upgrading weapons, hacking and slashing, taking on squads of 5 or 6 guys at a time, and just, it's no longer about assassinations. It's like God of War now. And I really, when I saw the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the first thing that came to my mind was, let me guess, axes and shields, upgrading them as much as you can, and just bulldozing through dozens of enemies, you know, no need to worry about assassinations. I'm just not interested, I'll be honest with you. That's why I haven't played it yet. I'm saving it for a day where I get bored and I have nothing. I'm sick and tired of playing Fallout 4. I'm sick and tired of playing Skyrim. You know, all the MMO games I play, I'm bored of them. There's nothing to do. We haven't had a DLC drop in 6 months, so yeah, there's nothing else to play. I'll yank that out of my library and I'll download it and I'll play it. But as it stands right now, I just have no interest. But I am curious, is this song used in that video game? Because there, or maybe, possibly, the show Vikings. Maybe it's used there. I don't know. I don't know where this song came from. If you know for a fact where this song came from, could you please let me know? Because I would really like to compare this to the original and see what VoicePlay did with it. Now, looking at what VoicePlay did with this song, having no knowledge of the song and how it sounds originally, I gotta say, they did a great job. They really did. I already talked about the bass vocalist. I really don't want to talk about him anymore, but I'll just mention, just very quickly, he did a great job. Pedal notes, impressive. Yes, it sounded really good. Great resonance, great depth, great tone. And he absolutely knocked his part out of the park. Okay, fine, good for him. Congratulations. Let's move on and give everybody else a chance to have some accolades as well, because I know when it comes to reaction channels, most people focus on him, and well deserved. I mean, he does deserve his focus, but there's other people in the band who deserve equal credit. I'm going to start with a weird place. I believe Jay Nunn was the guy dropping bars on this. Look, I think he did a great job. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting, you know, a hip hop, you know, presentation here. It sounded nice. It sounded really nice. His meter was fantastic. I mean, I dug it. It was really conducive to the tempo, to the feel of the song, and very clean and very well executed. If I'm being honest, it was one of the most impressive things about this performance. I dug it. I absolutely dug it. I had no problem with it. I know people are going to be going, well, what's the hip hop artist doing in an acapella group? Guys, what do you think hip hop is? Hip hop is basically spoken poetry with underneath a beat, you know, and you got to fit what you want to say within the measures, you know, and that's where you get the meter from. So I got no problem with it. I think it fit like a glove. As far as the main melodic line and the harmonies, both the harmony and the counter melody, forming those triads, sounded really nice. I think the other vocalists had a nice mesh with their tone, nice blend. It sounded just fine. I had no issue with it whatsoever. I think it sounded great. Great job from everybody. Here's my conundrum, and I know people are they're gonna want to slam me for this, and look, you're more than welcome to, but facts are facts, okay? When you call an acapella group an acapella group, and you say that a song is acapella, that means, by definition, everything must be organic. Meaning your vocals, organic. Any sounds other than vocal singing, organic. If you're gonna do percussion, you should be doing beatboxing. Or you're using your hands, or you have a drum kit. And even then, I wouldn't really call that acapella, because acapella is supposed to be no instrumentation. So using your vocalization to create those rhythmics, which I have seen VoicePlay do in the past. But unfortunately here, we didn't get that. We had programmed drums. And that's not the only thing. I hate to point this out, but there were several times in this performance, in this song, where you could hear, and listen, you can deny it all you want, folks, but the truth is the truth. You heard auto-tune. You heard pitch correction. You heard scoops. Digital scoops, not natural. You can hear the difference. When it's a natural, organic scoop, you can tell, versus a digitalized, tone-sounding scoop. So there was some auto-tune being used. But that's not, listen. I'm just putting everything in perspective here, okay? There is no recording artist, none, that do not use auto-tune to some extent. Some use it far more than others do, okay? There are bands who rely on auto-tune, and it's nauseatingly obvious how much auto-tune is used. And there are other artists where you can't really tell unless you really, really listen closely. Well, this was the case here, okay? You had to really listen closely, and they used it very, very sparingly. But ladies and gentlemen, there's no artist who does not use auto-tune to some extent. And that's not the artist's call, it's the producer's call. Now, if the producer is the artist and they choose not to use it, well, that's different. But if there's a producer involved, I guarantee you there is auto-tune used to some extent. Some more than others, some less than others. And I would definitely say this is on the latter. This is definitely less than others, but it was there. But that's not really my complaint. My complaint is the digital drums. Why couldn't we have vocalization doing the drums? Why can't we have one of the vocalists doing the percussives and beatboxing? Why can we? Because I've seen them do that in the past. By utilizing drums, in particular, in this case, programmed drums through Pro Tools, it kind of, not even kind of, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it invalidates the whole a cappella performance, because now it's not just voices. Now there's instrumentation. Digital, yes, but still instrumentation. So can you really call this an a cappella performance? I'm going to say no, you really can't. Not with the addition of voicings that are not organically generated through voice, which is what is defined as an a cappella performance. So there's that, and that was kind of disappointing, if I'm being honest. I really wish they had just done organic vocalizations rather than programmed drums, but that was a bit of a letdown, if I'm being honest. Did that lower the score? Yeah, it did. It absolutely lowered the score. Not a ton. It's not like we went from a 9.3 to an 8.3. This never got up in the 9s, but it did lower the score. I'm not going to say how much. We're still at an 8.3, and at the end of the day, that's where we're at. So it doesn't really matter where it was prior to it coming down. It could have been an 8.4 and gone down to an 8.3. Or it could have been like an 8.8 or an 8.9 and it came down to an 8.3. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because we're at an 8.3. That's where we're at. So, take that for what it's worth. In closing, keep in mind, folks, these are my opinions, as far as, what's important and what's not. How much the score goes up and down, that's all just my personal opinion. Unless I state specifically fact, like the fact that there were programmed drums. I mean, look, you can sit there and go, you can say whatever you want, but the truth of the matter is those drums were programmed drums through Pro Tools. You can try to deny that all you want. Facts are facts, okay? So, unless I specifically say that it's a fact, it's not a fact, it's opinion. So, most of what I said was just opinion. And if you're gonna get triggered and upset and mad over my opinion, my advice, seek help. Seek professional help. You might have your life improved if you do. Just putting that out there. But in any case, 8.3, it's still a great score. I mean, I don't understand why people would be complaining about that, but I know there are gonna be people that do. So 8.3, that's where we're at, and that's where we're gonna stay. You don't like it? Tough. So let's wrap everything up here on Nice Shiny Bow, shall we? We got an 8.3, which is a great scale rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.